So let's create this timeline, and we can name this to like TL door or timeline open door. Okay, so when we open this timeline, you can see we can add a track. Before we add a track, we can specify length of this track. So I'll do like 0.7, so 0.7 second. And now we can add a float track. Let's name this to alpha, and I will show you why in a second. So using scroll wheel, we can zoom in and out. So this timeline is basically like timeline in every other program, like in Blender, in Premiere Pro, in CapCut, whatever you use for editing, whatever has a timeline, this works similarly. We have some values that will change over time. So right click and add a key. That will be our first key. So it has to be on time 0 and value will be also 0. But we will add another key. Time will be 0.7, so it will be the end of our timeline, and the value will be 1. You can see it is way up here. We can click these two buttons to zoom into our timeline and then scroll a little bit away. So what this will do, when we interact with the door, then this value will go from 0 to 1, but then we will convert this to rotate from 0 to 90. So it will go from rotation 0 to rotation 90 in 0.7 seconds. The last thing we can do here is select two keys, right click and click auto. So this entire path will be more smooth. Let's go back to event graph and let's actually rotate our door. So we won't rotate this entire blueprint. We will just rotate this static mesh. So we can grab this static mesh and set relative rotation. Okay, set relative rotation of this static mesh, which is our doors mesh. Let's compile, save. And now, in order to use this alpha, this is the value from our timeline. This alpha is represented right here. We need to use something called lerp. So I'll use lerp rotator, and we need to plug this alpha to alpha. That's why we named this alpha, so we know that it should go into alpha in the lerp. Let's compile, save. So this A and B are these 2 points on our timeline, A and B. So we're going from 0 to something. For now, I will just type 90 to show you that it actually works. I forgot to plug this update here. Let's interact with the doors, and they're actually opening. If we type -90 here, then they will open in the opposite direction. Okay, now everything is working fine. Now we need to use this dot product to find out in which direction we should actually open this door. So we will grab our dot product right here. And as I said before, we need to know if this is greater or equal to 0. So now we need to select float. Okay, so if this is greater than 0, this will be the return value. If this is greater than 0, we want to add 1. And if it is less than 0, we want to type -1. Why? Because now we will create new variable actually. This variable will be open angle, because we can now, and it will be float, because now we can type 85, for example. This will be the angle of how much this door should open, and we will be able to change this specifically for every door in our game. So for example, we want some doors to open just slightly, and some doors they should open way further. Now we need to grab this open angle, and we need to multiply this by this value. So basically what we're doing, again, we're getting this dot product. If this is greater than 0, we are multiplying this by 1, so this open angle just stays is open angle. It is 85, but if this dot product is less than 0, this will be -85. So it will open -85 degrees, If it's greater than 0, it will open 85 degrees. Now let's just plug this here, and we can use make rotator for that. Oh, not this one. Just make rotator right here and plug this into Z value. And now this should work properly. Let's play. And if I'm standing here, I left click, they're opening. And if I go this way, they're opening the other way. But if we open our doors, we can close them. And to fix that, super simple thing. When we are closing our doors, we just want to play our timeline from reverse. Let's compile, save, and play. And now we can close our doors, and they are opening away from the player every single time. It doesn't matter where we're standing, they're opening away from the player, and that's beautiful. So let me go over this code one more time. We can also clean this code a little bit because it's getting a little bit messy. So here we will comment this calculate dot product. Okay, we can actually move everything a little bit to the right. Okay, so when we interact, first we're saving player as a reference, then we are firing this event. And on this event, we're checking if our doors are closed or not. If they are closed, we want to open them. And if they're open, we want to close them. Then we're setting this dot product. We do a little bit of math to calculate in which direction these doors should open. And then we are firing this timeline. And on this timeline, we are rotating our door 85 degrees or minus 85 degrees, depending on the dot product. And that's it. That's everything on door. For now, later we will add key lock. But for now, this is everything. Our doors are working, and now we know how to actually use our interaction system that we've been working on for quite a lot.